Hello, cheers, happy morning. So I have recently started to really dive into midlife, midlife awakenings, midlife crisis, midlife stress, and using all the tools in my toolbox to help people in midlife. Because I've just kind of over, gotten through the midlife crisis thing, and I really feel like the tools I have are super, super potent for midlife. So, for midlife ladies, and men, because men have hormones too. When you're in midlife, your hormones start to do the roller coaster ride, right? The estrogen, progesterone, all over the place. Testosterone starts dipping for men. The frequency of C helps to balance those hormones. So, this is a crystal bowl, and inside you can see that it is the pitch of C. So what I'm going to do for us today, so just, put it on loud, whatever you're doing. I'm going to play for us for a little bit this C bowl to help give us a little balance to our roller coaster emotions. Hormones. The emotions come after the hormones are doing this, right? So where are you in life? Let me know. Are you in midlife? Are you just before midlife? Are you after midlife? And what experiences are you having? Is midlife, say, like, I don't know, 40 to 55? This is the midlife transition, and it can be a stinker. So today, what I wanted to do is just come on live and connect with a few of you and just hear some of your experiences and maybe offers a little bit of relief too. So I'm going to play the C bowl, and if you would just comment, what's going on? What's going on? Let's all make this out in the open, because no one really talks about it. No one really talks about what's happening in midlife. No one talks about the transition. For women, it's as big of a transition as getting your menses. It's huge. And it's if we live a certain way, there's this mentality in our culture that if we live a certain way, that we are gonna skip the midlife crisis. And I like calling it a midlife awakening. So the program I have right now, I'm offering a 10-week program to women to help with their make the midlife crisis into a midlife awakening. Can you hear the C bowl? The C bowl sending me awesome and positive vibes. Well, thank you so much. I'm sending that back. So you might be hearing some kind of tone. This is the crystal bowl singing out a C pitch. Okay. Thank you for the rose. Appreciate that. So this C pitch is real good for hormones. Okay. So midlife, our hormones start to just tweak a little bit. I'm going to let that run out. So let me know, what phase in life are you in? Are you in midlife? Are you in the wisdom years, older than midlife? Are you on here as a young person in your 20s? Whoever's on here, I think, can benefit from this conversation about midlife. Because if you're in your 20s, like, no one's talking about perimenopause and midlife and all these changes that happen. It's like all hushed because we're all supposed to be adolescent forever in this culture. And you know what? I just turned 50 in March. Becky, good for you. All right. I'm 51. And welcome midlife sister. How is 50 going for you? I know when I turned 50, I had it was 50, to be honest, was the hardest birthday I've ever had. 51 was fine. Every birthday before 50 was fine. It just 50 hit me like, oh my God, this is it. Like, get a fire under my butt. Like, what's my bucket list? This is it. So 50 hit me pretty hard. How did 50 hit you in March? And March, Becky, are you in Aries? My husband's an Aries. Or are you a Pisces? Thanks for all the follows, guys. I really appreciate it. What you're hearing in the background is a C note from my crystal bowl. It's helping us regulate our hormones. Is this just for girls? Well, you know what? It doesn't have to be, because I think talking about topics that affect each other is important to learn about and understand each other. But I do work mostly with women in midlife. But if you're not in midlife, listen up, because this is a conversation that most people are not having in this culture. Let me just see. You just say you are an Aries. Okay, my husband is a triple Aries. I've been told. Yeah. So I am a pharaoh. You're a pharaoh. Okay, cool. You are here. Great. All right. I'm still coming to terms about being 50. It has been hard. I know, Becky. There is a coming to terms with it. That kind of lasted all year for me. And I don't think it has to for you, but I'm just letting you know you're not alone if it does. I think it helps. I think it helps to learn that we're not alone in some of these feelings. Now, thanks for the roses. I just posted today a video that said, if you're not in flow, you're probably suffering. Flow state is the state where our body, our mind, our emotions, and our spirit are all open and flowing in peace. When that's not happening, we get caught up. We get caught up with our age. We get caught up with looking in the mirror and not seeing what we like. We get caught up with emotional triggers. We get caught up in depression. And I know when I started my mid-40s, midlife hit me hard. I was depressed on the couch a lot, more days of the month than not. And it was really hard. I started to not relate to friends that I really liked, and I didn't really want to go out and be around people. It was a really lonely time. And I don't know if anyone else can relate. And I feel like men can go through this too. I can only speak for what I am, but I've never heard this really talked about. And so I call this kind of like the midlife pitfalls and midlife madness that we can turn into a midlife awakening. Yes, and sometimes it's best to be alone. And that's what's so powerful when you really take a look at the vibrational junk here that's keeping you from just really enjoying your own company or from finding people that really resonate, right? So what I do with people is help people find a vibrational reset so they can find that peace with being alone, right? And find that peace with like being alone until they find the alignment of being with people that really, really light them up. Because there's no point in being with people unless you can really like receive their light or receive the vibration where you're vibrating. Because how do we sustain our greatness? How do we sustain our high vibration? We can all listen to a bowl like we're doing. We can all go to a yoga class, but how do we sustain that? And my personal method and philosophy is we need to get in there and we need to look at the 5 barriers in the way of our flow, and we need to really tune ourselves to our joy every day. And to do that, we also have to look deep into our subconscious and let go. Let go of the sandbags, let go of the balls and chains, let go of the baggage frequencies that don't let us rise to our joy every day. Now, we all want to get up inspired by our day, right? We all want to get to work and be like, yes, I am living on purpose. We all want to have friends that we're like, being like, oh my God, sister, I love you. You light me up, right? And when we're not living that, it feels pretty crappy, right? Self-love and gratitude has been my focus. Gratitude is got to be the simplest and most effective practice, Becky. So good for you. High five. Gratitude is an amazing practice. Every day, sing out gratitude. Write down 10 to 20 things that you're grateful for. And if it's hard to find gratitude for things, do things like, I love my pillow. I'm comfortable on my pillow. I just love my toothbrush that cleans my teeth. Like whatever, just start with the basics. Because sometimes when we're down and we're in that midlife muck, it's sometimes hard to be grateful. And, when we do feel grateful, we'll be like, how can people not feel grateful? It's possible. I have had those days where it feels so hard to be grateful, even though I have so much and I'm so privileged. It's just like a mental state, right? Good for you all. So great. Smile. Yes. They're coming for us. Okay. All right. Do you guys still hear the singing bowl? The vitamin C, I call it, for your hormones. All right. So let me know some of the challenges you might be having with midlife. Like, what does it look like to you? Are you home a lot? Are you reaching out to friends? Do you feel depressed? Do you notice yourself? What I notice sometimes with midlife, a lot of triggers come up because, we've lived half our lives looking at really, cultivating what we really want to be living. And we haven't lived it yet. And because all of this past life has been like just dropping us down in frequency. So how do we match our best life with right now, right? Instead of it always being something in a future reality, future. We're going to start living it now. That means that we have to stop being tethered to the past. You need to pray. Great. Pray. That raises your vibration, right? Mm-hmm. All right. So vitamin C here, crystal bowl. This is another one of my tools here. This is a frame drum. This is another way I stay in flow. Remember, staying in flow decreases the suffering. The reason we're suffering is because we are in a direct contrast to our lightness, to our soul, to our spirit. We are in direct contrast to a joy frequency. So we're vibrating and living something here and perseverating here from emotional habits, from limiting thoughts, right? And that keeps us from flow and sustaining our joy. So this is one of my tools. I just start singing with this drum, and it just, ooh. You are having trouble in society. People are so weak and sucky. It's annoying to be around them. So Joshua, that's an interesting comment. So this is a practice that I do. When I go out into society, I ask to tune to the lightness of people's beingness. Because you're right, when we tune into their, what you're calling weakness and suckiness, it doesn't feel good. But there's a reason why you're tuning into those. Somewhere in your subconscious, it's not your fault, you don't know, but somewhere in your subconscious, you're focused in people's weakness. But if you focused in people's greatness and tuned yourself to experience that part of them, I wonder what would happen. I've tried this because I've definitely felt a similar way. I've definitely felt that people can be frustrating to me. But where was I focusing? I was focusing on the attributes that were frustrating instead of focusing on their light. So I really encourage you to, before you go out into public, really make the intention. I am going to focus on the lightness of people's beingness, and that's it. I challenge you to do that. All right. I like these sounds. Okay, good. All right. Okay, so here we go. Tone with me if you want. I'm just going to do it on because that is the tone that has that is least activating and has the most flow to it. Okay? So as a sound therapist, what I do is help people find flow states. You are so welcome. I help people find flow states, especially in midlife. And flow states, and how do we sustain them? So let's practice this sound. Like a big balloon. It's a drum. Joshua, you're a kid. How old are you? Are you in your 20s? You're in your teens? I'm just curious because there are different life transitions. You're 19, yeah. I have a son who's 19. It's a very challenging time. So can't talk and do this at the same time. 19 is kind of the midlife crisis of being a teenager. So 19's tough. You're going from your teens into young adulthood. There's a huge transition and a shift into responsibility, and it is a very challenging time. So anything I'm talking about right now really would apply to a 19-year-old on some level. Getting into flow, focusing on life, noticing where you're focused, right? Noticing where your thoughts are taking you. Are they taking you down into the pitfalls of life, or are they rising you up? Are they helping you connect with people, or are they helping you disconnect with people? And it's the same thing whether we're 45 or 19. We have to take a look. We really have to do a deep assessment if you're willing. And most 19-year-olds aren't willing to do this deep assessment, okay? And developmentally, you might not be ready to do this deep assessment. But I know when I was 19, I was studying Louise Hay's You Can Heal Your Life. And at 19, I also went to a Guru Maya birthday event where I got Shaktipa. And I was doing a lot of soul searching at 19. So it is possible. And so Joshua, if you are ready to do some soul searching, find some mentors that have been through 19. And you know, it's hard starting off life being curmudgeon-y around people. You know, people are a reflection of you. So so have complete gratitude for them, because as they reflect back to you where you're focused, you get to fine tune the channel of where you're focused. So it's like, well, at 19, you don't really know what a radio dial is because everything's digital, but it's like, it's what is it? It's like tuning a guitar, if you've ever played the guitar. The little tuning things, like something's out of tune, you want to tune it to what sounds good. What's going to feel good in your life? This goes for everybody, whether you're 19 or 45. What's going to feel good in your life, and tune yourself to there. And you tune yourself through intention. You tune yourself by reprogramming the subconscious and really taking out the barriers that keep you from really seeing the light and the bright in others. So thanks for joining. So this isn't a balloon, this is a frame drum. And what we're doing here today is getting into flow state. We're getting into flow state so that we can sustain our joy and connect with the lightness of other beings, so that we can have peace in our hearts and live from a joy that's going to bring the life, the dream that we want to be living, that we always put in the future, that we're going to live it now. Because when we are aligned the frequency of this future reality, we get to live that reality. So flow state's important, and it stops the suffering. Thanks for the follow. So let's flow. Thank you, Josh. Sound therapy is the best. I'm training at the Globe Institute in San Francisco. Go check it out. Maybe you could become a sound therapist, Josh. And they're calming, they induce flow. Okay, now I'm gonna go to something that's activating. Okay, we want to activate our light, right? And also when we activate, we are letting go of stuck energies in the subconscious. So we're going to start toning E, which is the most activating vowel sound. So let's tone E. And we're going to do some high tones with it, high pitch, to really break up some of the stuck energy so that we can really live our joy and light and mirror that in other people too. So different vowel sounds do different things. So notice what you feel drawn to. What vowel sounds you feel drawn to. So the low tones of ooh and are going to be calming. They're going to be grounding. If you feel drawn to E and high tones, they are activating. They're going to break up stuck energy, right? They're going to activate you on whatever level you're working. So yeah, thanks for the follow. Oh my gosh, guys, we're a small and mighty group. We got to 1,000 likes. Woohoo! All right, let's do some more C. So remember, I have this this is a crystal bowl, the frosted crystal bowl, and it is made to the pitch of C. Now earlier I was telling you C is really good to balance hormones. So one of the groups I work with, where I focus my niche around, is midlife. And midlife women and men are having some hormone drops. Thank you. Thank you, Maggie. So this is the tone of C, and this is balancing our hormones the more we listen to it. And it's even good to go on YouTube and listen to a sea drone and tone with it. Okay? This will help that perimenopause hormone roller coaster ride. So you can tone with it. So the main thing we do as sound therapists is we help the flow state. We get every part of the human experience into flow. And I'm also a yoga therapist, so I work with a yoga map called the 5 koshas, the 5 sheaths of the body: the physical, the energetic, the emotional, mental, the intuitive, and the bliss body. So whenever I'm doing a sound treatment or working with clients, I look at those 5 areas. You're so beautiful. Well, thank you so much. You're a spiritual person. Well, very awesome. Yes, we are all spiritual people, and I'm so glad you realize that, because that's the basis of yoga therapy. Is when we are not recognizing our spiritual nature, and we do not live from there, we feel disconnected. That's where all the dis-ease and contraction and just yuck comes from. The suffering comes from disconnecting from our spiritual nature. So I'm so glad to hear that you feel like you're a spiritual person. So if there's any ladies here in midlife, I have a new program out. It's called the Midlife Reset Method. And I teach people about it. I have a 3-step process that I'm happy to do a complimentary strategy call and show you how your life can work with these 3 steps. If you go over to my bio, you can see that there's a free discovery call. So be sure to, if you are curious about how to reset your vibration, reset your life so that you're living your best life and you're getting out of those midlife pitfalls. You stop having those triggers. You start relating to people that you really like, and your husband becomes happier to be around. All those things. If you could use some help with that and getting out of depression and despair about midlife, go over and schedule a call with me, a discovery call. The link is in my bio. You miss relating to people. You know what? That program's not for men, but I do have a program called my Align program for men. That link is over on my bio too. You're welcome to sign up for a discovery call to talk about that. This is where I help you reset your vibration through a custom sound medicine recording I make for you. And there's email coaching, and there's one-on-ones as well. So yes, that one I do for men. The 10-week reset is just for women. But both those links are in my bio. Thanks for asking. Joshua, you miss relating to people. You know, I really feel like the pandemic has been really hard on young people. I know that it's just, it came at a time in your lives when you were the lockdown came at a time when you were just developing socially. And so I bet it's very hard to relate to people, and you miss relating to people. So, not to sound woo-woo, but you got to write down what you want, right? You got to write it down as if it's already happening, like this. This is something I learned from Mary Morrissey, her coaching. You say, when you write it down, how you want your life to go, you say, I am so happy and grateful. And you state it as if it's happening. I am so happy and grateful that I have amazing people in my life that I relate to. We have deep conversations about the cosmos, and we can philosophize together and talk about the evolution of humanity. I'm so happy and grateful to have these people in my life. So you state it like it's already happening, and you're grateful that it's happening. And you state it as in the present, and you get very specific. Who are the people that you want to be around, Josh? Who are the people that will light you up? What kind of conversations do you want to have? What do you want to do with friends? All that kind of stuff. I'm happy and grateful, and then explain it, that what you're grateful for, as if it's happening, like these people are already in your life. because by writing that and reading that, you are resetting your vibration, and you are going to mirror that out. You're going to reflect that out, and that's what's going to come to you. Okay? So give that a try. Again, these things seem simplistic or woo-woo, but they work. So it's like creating it instead of hoping for it. You are very wise for your years. Yes, it's creating it instead of hoping for it. So hope on the emotional guidance scale is a lot lower than, creativity and joy. Okay? We are the essence of creative life force energy. Okay? So hoping for something, that's great if you were like kind of down and out and angry and negative. Hope is a jump in that. But hoping can only get you so far. You have to realize your creative nature, right? You are a creative, infinite being. And so you create by where you're focused, right? And so you have to get very diligent about where you're focused. And sometimes that means really going into the subconscious programming, which at 19, I don't know. I think this practice right here is great for you. At 45, doing this like scouring of the subconscious and updating programming is essential, because at 45, they are weighing us down, and we cannot focus in our creative infinite natures with all of this weighing us down. So that's what I do in my 10-week program. It's a whole 3-step process that I do to reset everybody. So if you're a 45-year-old woman or a midlife woman and want to learn about what these 3 reset steps are, go sign up for a discovery call. If you are a man in your midlife or a man at any age and you're curious about resetting your vibration, my Align program is something that you can do, men. Okay? Both those are in my bio link. Okay, so we're listening to the crystal bowl at the pitch of C to help our emotions and our hormones. You guys hear that? That is a crystal bowl. All right. Well, I am so glad I got to connect with you guys. I have to get going and get to some more work. And I hope you have a beautiful spring day. Any last comments or questions? Thanks for all the follows and likes. I really appreciate it. I used to post on TikTok, 6 to 10 times a day. I'm in a sound healing program and a business training, so I tend to just get here once a day now. And I'm going to try to do these lives more often. But once my program, my trainings and my schooling is done in a few months, I'll get on here more often. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed this time we shared. Well, I enjoyed it too, Josh. Thank you so much. I hope this helps. Married? Yes, I am married. I am married. It'll be 20 years this June. Okay. Any questions about midlife or sound therapy before I go? Oh, just to let you know, I do have a YouTube channel. I have a lot of videos over on YouTube with sound baths, sound therapy, things about awakening and ascension and the chakras and the evolution of chakras. So that link's over in my bio link too. So come join me. Come join the tribe over on YouTube. There's tons of free content. So, okay. Thanks for the hearts, guys. All right, if there's no more questions about midlife or about sound therapy, I'm going to move along with my day. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day focused in your lightness and your creativity. Bye.